No, I do that at home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Then you got better gear than I do. That's right. Actually, I'm improperly dressed and I'm wearing my veil.
Tell you the
Yeah, now you can see up in there. You got these fancy tulips and stuff in there. So now I bought these. These are fine.
Tell me when you're ready.
Oh, I'm already shooting.
No, I'm talking to her.
More proper.
There's no such thing as being more proper.
No, panoramic. I need
Unless
the
you
whole
make them
panorama.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, I got everything.
Good nice dinner last night. Too bad you couldn't come, Casey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we had this Sri Lankan nice.
The pork tenderloin. Really good.
What? Well, you missed the last week. I had spaghetti.
Oh.
Spaghetti with a loaf of bread and.
What's the sponge for? Is that just,
What the Romans used instead of toilet paper.
Trash.
what was that?
Some essential conversation piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is. They'd wet it first and
Do we when you were?
do the
Good, I
thing.
guess, yeah.
Sometimes.
Generally rinse them out, yeah.
Lunch, more for breakfast.
Did the Romans really have leather tents?
Oh, yeah. Goat skin or calf. Ours is mostly goat. All heritage.
So it's more available than so canvas wasn't
Well, I mean, they had,
manufactured by
linen
them?
canvas,
Linen.
but apparently it just wasn't as good. It was always a big deciding factor for the Romans. It's so many bizarre things. Decoration of the helm. Yeah, walking right into our signum. Yeah, that's great.
Right in the back.
Panoramic, yes, too.
Bob down on the toes.
Boy, manual focusing on action is a pain. To really admire those.
Time to go digital. Ah,
Yeah, well, actually, I scanned mine. You get much better quality.
Shade here.
Digital cameras are not that fast anyway.
I don't know enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Oh, this heat is very
Once you put it on.
It's easier to wear than to carry.
He's taking a lot of measurements.
I'm not going to be wearing it. I don't care.
Well, they're down.
Okay, they wore
These were pretty good.
They wore for thousands of years. Must be pretty good.
Yeah. But you said they weren't practical.
Well, no, I mean just like decoration.
They're Celtic and they're Germans.
Watch out. If you sit down, I'm about to get you. No, dude, please sit down.
You see it?
Yeah, sit down.
I break cameras.
Well, try to not do it this time.
Huh?
Put it on, Quintus, and let me pound on you a little bit.
Both of them. They made
Oh, it's here.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I did join the Roanoke.
Oh,
Wonderful. Welcome.
pretty is them.
Oh, yes.
And what is your name?
You see my shield?
Oh, yeah. You get to put on them.
My shield? Did JJ finish? 12 o'clock last night?
Oh, the 2 a.m. project, yeah. Where is it?
Oh, that one? Nice.
Yeah.
He did a good job. As long as he has somebody else do his stuff for him, he'll be in great shape.
Oh, really? You gotta beat it up a little bit.
Well.
It's new.
Richard.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, give me your best shot. You only get one chance.
The collar plates. I enlarged the shoulder plates for the under the shoulders, but not the outer ones. So the Lorca went in, then back out. Stood up.
No, come on in. Pick stuff up, work around with it. It's great.
Move the helmets into shade.
Well, pick them up. Pretend you're doing something with it. That's fine.
Osprey. Like book, but nothing from me.
Could I get one with the sword?
Hey, Matthew, which one of these is yours?
That one. The shiny one.
The other one's Mike Coates?
Yeah. Where's Tom?
You don't have an early sword, though, do you?
No, I use a hoplite sword.
Tom's not. He said he's going to church first.
That's right. He'll be here about 11.
Is there extra armor for John and I, or?
Chainmail should. Well,
Your Lorca will fit on you.
yeah, the Lorca will probably fit you better than me.
All right,
To tell you the truth.
then. If you're not going to use it,
Yeah, I'm going.
put the wrist first for Mike.
I could bend it.
You didn't have to do that, but I'm very grateful.
That's heavier, too, the chainmail.
Make sure it's pulled out of the edge here. I was able to put it on last year.
That took longer. Peaked up.
I got the little curl.
And very effective.
Yeah.
You won't get through that so good that again. Okay, like 2 years of cutting.
Oh,
Well, this is my support to money.
now lift your arm.
That's good enough.
Feel
like
better?
this.
You can make it.
Oh, I know, like
Yeah.
it's tough too.
It's not that heavy.
Belts on underneath. I always forget to take that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay in this stuff all day.
What? 10 pounds for that? I think it's more like 15. 15 even that high, okay. Where this is more like 30 pounds. No, maybe not that much. But that's 20. Yeah.
Just take a buckle and one time.
Yeah, it's all steel and it rusts. Is that the Type A?
Pull it up as tight as you can get it.
It's got buckles.
So it stays up on the land.
Yeah, that's how it's attached to the shoulder.
I had to finish.
Got it?
How's that?
Thank you. You're a friend of Ron.
Certainly.
If you could hold them toward me, that'd be great. But it's come further in the shade. Through my watch. Oh yeah, that's great.
Hey guys, just so you know, there is a bottle of pasta made by Gatorade. Do you juice over there? Dr. Rade, so, as well as the pasta and all that stuff.
They use oil, so that is a whole different look. Yeah, the whole process and everything would be different. I want a picture.
Program for that. Little Hamada talk.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't do all that. I'm not telling you full life right now, but I do have a source for it where you can buy it. I mean, we buy it by the yard.
Joe.
Is that right?
Oh, that's cool. He does a really nice job.
Except he isn't going to start on it until October.
But you'll get it when he says he will.
Matter of fact, I'm going to go down to his shop and I'm going to pick it up and make sure everything fits. I'm not going to have him send it.
In Georgia.
Yeah, I'm going to drive down.
Well, he did a really nice job on it.
Yeah,
Almost
hell
up
yeah.
to 5 rows and everything.
If you did 5,000,
He went crazy on
that'd be
those.
an Alpio.
Okay. You have to talk to that
Yeah, but they're not going to bend.
That guy?
And like my old one, it was like that.
Centurion, I
I
guess.
guess
Really authentic.
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna bump the Centurion.
Authentic
What is
pain
some
in
of
the
the fried pork too?
Is this thing?
Yeah, that's the other time. Pirate stuff.
Yeah, it's going through your belt. You short belt, you want that?
They had those people, Merrick's privateers.
Yeah, they're kind of the other pirate group that's around here. They're doing, I'm not sure exactly what time period they're back. They're doing 1680s or 90s. We're doing 1770s. And we're trying to base our nice jack
I hadn't
off
paid anybody's attention.
You did pretty good.
pirate team right off Cape Cod.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's good.
So
That's
far,
good.
it's the
Good
only
job.
They eventually found the bell, and when they cleaned the bell off, they found the name of the ship, and then they knew this is the ship. So, before they found it, they kind of they knew the legend that the ship would wreck
That's
there,
true. It's got to fit the way.
and that
Maybe I'll
there was
take some.
basically it was a long line of villagers that when the ship
I'm
wrecked,
perfect, thank
it
you.
was on a bar, and these villagers formed a human chain out to the wreck, and they were passing stuff off the wreck to shore.
Oh, scavenge.
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
So, not a whole lot of golden artifacts to pull off of that one, but a lot of.
Get set, go! Win, place, and show! Yeah, he won.
Oh, it's got to the back of the javelin. Loved by the gods. Must have been some reason he won. Swift of foot. Brutal of shield beating.
I didn't get in your way too much. I didn't even realize you were there.
Left the Empire behind. Or kind of left it ahead, I guess.
Was left behind by the Empire.
Republic.
There you go. I like that. I like that version.
It'd be typical of the.
Hey, kick the stick.
He dropped the sword.
Lost a sword.
Big foul.
Clubbed him.
He's quick on the draw. Yeah, it's
I've done that. Just have to learn to get it right through the Praetorian. I really tried to trip. I ran into heavy oncoming traffic either on the turning field.
I'm not talking about the first year.
Yeah. Oh, up, Galileo. More elevation.
You got the guy on the right, though.
It's just like being sick. You have to remember to throw up. Snake in the grass. Here you go. Up, more elevation. There you go.
oh.
Slipped on my hand.
Wow.
He's better this way.
He is. That's why the other one didn't go right.
Oh, maybe you want to use the right.
Skip it out there.
Can skip it out there? Okay.
Oh, you can do that.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Better than right-handed.
When I was in the front rank.
Can you move over for this last one? What's that? Can you move over just about this right over there? That's good.
Okay.
Hang on, Marcus.
Go ahead. Yeah, we.
Good.
Yeah. Come on, he's in the zone.
Not anymore. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a judge out there.
Yeah, there,
might be a winner.
Hey, not everyone's thrown yet. Left like forward in combat. Backblast area.
Oh, he would have had distance, but he's twisted. The spin.
A little more to the left.
I don't know whether to tell you to go farther back on it or not. On that grip, I'm not sure.
That one's stuck. He's dead.
Didn't spin as much as the first one. That's good one.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, there we go.
You mentioned where the point stops, right? So
You get a skip there. And
He's gonna slip and fall in his butt. He's gonna foul, that's what he's gonna do.
oh boy.
How do they get her back?
You'll be getting older, you'll be getting better.
First one was the best.
You really only go one direction.
Oh, I don't have it today.
Still got it.
You want the long one or the short one?
That was just it. That was
Yeah.
That's a good shot, though.
Oh, maybe not.
You have to understand the saw there, Fabius. He'll try to learn too much. Yeah, I just get out there and do it.
Fastidious.
Learn, guys. Be the javelin.
Yeah. Alright. So, when we do our intra, we go back and you'll go back.
Just
and
count
you'll go
off.
back and you'll go back.
Twos go back, one stay front.
Yep. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And everybody knows what their
1,
number
2 for Titus, 1 for Marcus, 2 for Dice. Gotta get frontem. Ad scutum, cleaner. Ad gladium, cleaner. Ad gladium, cleaner. Ad scutum, transformer. Ad gladium, cleaner. Intra. Ad dextrum, Junge. Unum passus, ad frontem, moe. Unum is one step. Take.
Oh, step.
Dirige, Fritz. Dirige. Move it up to me. Ad sinestrum, longia. Exi. Ad gladium, cleaner. Signo sequute. Ad frontem, moe. Follow the leader. Very aim to me. Baptiste! Ad scutum, cleaner. What do you think, Fabius? Ad aciem.
so boy. I don't know if I keep more than this.
We're gonna reel around and hit the crowd.
Don't want to bust it.
Ad sinestrum, depone.
Look out for Matthew.
Fronte. Poro! Dextrum, Junge. Ad scutum, transforma. Ad frontem, moe. Consiste. I'm out. Ad frontem, moe.
We gotta get closer there.
Consiste. Ad aciem. Fluxate. Ad frontem, moe. Consiste. Ad scutum, transforma. Ad sinestrum, langia. Exi. Alright. We'll take the point, we'll just move forwards. When the man next to you moves forwards, you can follow him. Do the triangle, right? For Pineo.
Roma. 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 Roma.
That's a also helps to crowd the enemy together. The way we fight here, you see in this, with the large shields and the short swords, means that we can be very closely packed together and still have plenty of room to do this. We don't need much room to thrust. We don't swing with the swords, which is really more used against enemy fortifications or walls where the enemy's above you, raining things down on your head.
Christians are throwing
Fluxate.
Bibles.
You younger folks, or you not so younger kids,
Go on, then.
want to get issued a
Look at a sword. Look at a sword, Ben. William, follow the little boys and look at the sword over by the tree.
Ad scutum, transforma. There. Now we're facing the public, see? We'll move out in the sun in just a moment. Get ready. What we're going to do here is a very brief bit of it from about the 5th or 6th century from the Emperor Maurice, but it's the earliest known Latin drill, and it was still used by the Roman army at his time. So we've just moved it back a bit and adapted a couple of commands to work for us. And we'll run through some of the basics. Erge frontem. Help us. Yeah, I can do that. Ad scutum, clina. Signo sequute, ad frontem, moe. Ad scutum, clina. Intra. Ad dextrum, Junge. I'm not sure yet. Figure it out. Ad gladium, clina. Ad frontem, moe. Follow along. Call. We did it.
Slow down in front.
I get to watch myself in Tom Selleck.
Consiste. Ad scudum, Quina. Ad senestrum, Langia. What's javelin? Sorry. Two javelins. Exi. Ad aciem. Ad frontem, moe. Pila. Yake. Yeah. Here again. Ad frontem. Bono! Gladiator, Reconde. Consiste. Ad aciem. Gladi, string it. Ad frontem. Moe.
Roma!
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 Roma! Roma! Roma! Roma! Roma!
No! Ad scudum, transforma. Intra. Ad dextrum, Junge. Brightly done. Ad testudinem. Ad frontem, moe.
Roma! 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 Roma!
Consiste. Ad aciem. Gladi, Reconde. Something like that. You see the javelins are fairly short range weapons. I suppose a little daily practice we get better than that. Add a couple yards. But those javelins are made to punch through an enemy's shield and still get the man behind it. Your right hand is your sword, right? So next time you see a gladiator fight, and the guy you were rooting for gets knocked down, is about to lose, you tell him, give him the sword! Kill him! Ah, he's no good. He lost money for me, all right? So that's what they did in the gladiator fight. So it wasn't thumbs up and thumbs down. It was thumbs up for death!
Send him to the gods.
Send him to the gods. That's it. Get him out of here. And they'd wave their handkerchiefs for mercy. It's like, oh, he did a good job, but let him go. I don't have a handkerchief, so I did just stick to this. Anyway. All right, we're going to do a couple things. When I say moe, that means move. It even looks the same in Latin. So that means go. Forward, okay? Try to keep a straight line. Okay. When I say consiste, that's stop. And then when we're turning, when we're standing still and we turn, it's just turning to the side, and I'll say ad scudum, towards your scudum, your shield, or I'll say ad gladium, clina, turn towards your sword. Just a quarter turn, okay? Never go all the way around. Just quarter turn. All right, we'll try it. Ad scudum, clina. You're almost as good as them. What? You're almost as good as them. Ad gladium, clina. Just quarter turn. You went too far. There you go. Floggies will be later, don't worry. Ad frontem, moe. Very good. Consiste. Ad scudum, clina. Ad scudum, clina. Now you're facing the other way. Ad frontem, moe. Consiste. Ad scudum, clina. Ad scudum, clina. Alright, now we're going to do this. Alright, you two tall guys in the end, go behind the two short guys in the middle. Intra. shorter than her. Now we're gonna do the testudo, and you guys in the back just put the shields over the heads of the guys in front, right? You just hold yours up a little higher. Back that a little bit. Swords out. Ad testudinem. Ad frontem. Moe.
Roma, 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 Roma.
Consiste. Alright, shields down there. Take your post on the end. XC. Ooh, now comes the tricky part. You're gonna wheel. Right? Martinez here is the pivot man. You guys are just gonna swing around like a door. Okay, like this. When I say ad senestrum depone, alright? To the left, wheel. He's gonna stay in place, you just move at a normal pace, and you guys look at her and don't get ahead of her, okay? Ad senestrum depone. Consiste. Very good. Alright, now we're gonna charge. Hey, where's the guys we're gonna charge? Get back over there. Shields up. That's ad aciem, into a battle line. Swords up. Ad frontem moe. When I say coro, that means get him. Wow! Ah!
It's good.
That's it. Congratulations on your official Roman Army certificate. And in 25 years, you get discharged. Did we forget to mention that term of service?
Yeah, but you get a pension. That's something they didn't get back then, most people.
That's true. It's a good deal.
All of that area are very, very large.
But the rest of the area to keep them off.
Well, it couldn't get too big, but for an ancient religion, for an ancient civilization, they actually got
That
quite
one's
large.
bigger than that.
Yeah, now you know what? Basically, they're doing this.
Imagine you folks are having a lot of fun with Gladiator.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's funny.
We had a long conversation last night at dinner with all the Roman reenactors picking it apart, and then we're like, but it was a great film. It was wonderful. Yeah, it was great.
Use it for shining your nails and doing any really fine. Yeah, it grows all over the world. It's very, very ancient. Hazelnuts and those aren't raisins. Those are currants. Yeah.
Size, and of course they had different fruit.
You studied all this stuff, obviously. I got it.
In terms of not just confined to the healthy. At least if you got a little bit of access to farm country.
Yeah. Well, last year somebody came who was interested in Roman stuff and cooking. And I just gave him some of the fava beans. I said, "Oh."
Brought to you in part. Are you ready, models? You all ready? All right. Stop, Stephen. Just stop. You can come. Brought to you in part by merchant adventurers selling costumes, especially costumes for kids in the forum area today. And also by Imperium Ancient Arts, which is selling tunics and togas and other goodies. Our show is in 3 parts, representing different periods and types of Roman clothing. And the first group that you see here represents, your head should be covered, madam, represents citizens, a family of citizens of the early Roman Republic, that is around the 5th century BC. Gaius Aurelius Alba is wearing the toga, the national dress of the citizens of early Rome. made of undyed Italian wool. It is draped in a prescribed fashion, which leaves the right arm free for gesticulation when he's making orations and things like that. Under the toga, he wears a short linen tunic. It would also be proper for him to wear a wool tunic, and it would also be proper to wear less, much less, under the toga. Gaius's shoes are laced leather sandals with a separate sole. And just to remind you that Roman politics can get a little rough sometimes, Gaius sports a lovely black eye. Scribonia also wears the toga. Although it's generally thought of as a male costume, in the early Republican period, this is about the 5th century BC, the toga was also worn by citizen women. The tunic that Scribonia wears under her toga, her long dress there, is a tunic style, and it's made of bleached linen and, of course, a modestly longer length than a man's tunic. Aegidius, let me finish with Scribonia. In her hair, she wears the vita, a woolen band which signifies divine protection and female respectability. Her necklace is made of gold wire mesh in a design common around the Mediterranean, and her earrings are pearls set in gold. The Romans were particularly fond of pearls. Now, Aegidius, little Aegidius there, is wearing what most Roman children wore most of the time, a simple tunic. Around his neck, properly speaking, he should be wearing the bulla, a protective amulet the bulla is the holder of the amulet. It can be in leather like this one, or gold, or bronze, or silver. On formal occasions, Aegidius would also wear a toga, and Roman children wore the toga throughout the Roman Republican and Imperial periods. And Scribonia and Gaius, his parents, are showing you the child's toga here. So you can see how much cloth is in that one, and imagine how much bigger are the togas that they are wearing. It's edged in purple. It's called the toga praetexta, the purple-edged toga. And the purple edging, and you'll see a lot of purple striping in the show today, that's a protective and rank distinction, protective emblem and a distinction of rank. And this would be for citizen children of fairly high rank. And although Aegidius doesn't have a sister here, if he did, she would wear essentially the same thing. Roman girls also wore the toga throughout Roman history. Thank you, you guys. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's got a tick.
Oh,
Deer
dear.
tick, no less.
My honey, see the
We'll get it off.
Our second group of models, Lucius. Our second group of models displays clothing styles from the Roman Republic and the early Roman Empire, that is, from the 1st and 2nd centuries BC and the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. And Hortensia has just had to leave. She may be back, we'll see. But we're going to start with Patricia, who is dressed as a Roman bride, about to marry Cassius, whom you may have met at Imperium Ancient Arts. Her basic dress is the tunica recta, that is the dress she's wearing, a dress which every Roman bride was supposed to weave for herself on a special loom, a square loom. And hers has gold shoulder brooches and buttons. A bride's belt was supposed to be made from the fleece of a ewe, and hers, as every bride's, is tied in a special Herculanean knot, named for Hercules. It's considered a difficult knot to untie, and since Hercules had 70 children, the knot is meant to portend that the bridal couple will also be fertile. On her head, Patricia wears the traditional wreath of flowers and herbs, which she picked herself, and over it she wears the most distinctive element of the bride's outfit, the flammeum, or flame-colored veil, which you can see there. Hers is in linen, with, again, the protective purple stripe. Yes, you can be if you're able. Hortensia is demonstrating the major change in women's clothing during the Republican period. Instead of the tunic and the toga, she's wearing the stola and the palla. The stola is the dress. It's the distinctive dress of the Roman matron, or married woman. Hortensia's is made of delicately striped coral-colored linen. It's pinned at the shoulders with two trumpet-shaped silver fibulae, or brooches, And she's wearing it with two belts, the fashionable way to wear it, where you blouse out the middle between the two belts. It sort of echoes the Greek peplos. Over her dress, she wears the woolen pala. Hers is green. And this outer wrap is the female equivalent of the toga in the later periods, after the early Republic. It's a concealing garment that signifies the wearer's respectability and citizen status. From the later Republican period on, no respectable Roman woman would be seen in a toga, or would wear a toga. Prostitutes wore a toga after the early Republican period, and that's it. Hortensia's necklace is made from glass beads in a variety of shapes and colors, and also some amber beads. And her shoes are simple leather slip-ons. Thank you. Our next, Lucius? Lucius. It is politicians. Lucius is dressed as a senator and magistrate, or holder of public office. His white woolen tunic has two clavi, or purple stripes, vertical stripes which are woven into it to signify his rank as a senator. The purple-bordered toga, the toga praetexta, which we saw before as a child's toga, you now see the adult version, and that is for holders of public office. Now, most togas were made of light-colored but undyed wool, unbleached, and so they tended to appear off-white, gray, or beige. You're seeing whiter-looking ones today because we have modern colors of wool. But Lucius's in particular would be whiter-looking because he would whiten it with chalk when he stood for election. The Latin word bright white, the Latin word for bright white, is candidus, and the bleached toga of the person running for office is called the toga candidatus, hence our word for person running for public office, candidate, a person in a white toga. And Lucius really should be wearing closed red shoes with his official outfit here, and he's very embarrassed that he has to wear his sandals, aren't you?
Cow guy, yeah.
These are actually his soldier's shoes, which you've seen all the soldiers wearing. Thank you, Lucius. There are other versions of the toga as well. There is the purple version embroidered in gold that was worn by a general during a triumph. And you see Gaius wearing the toga pulla, a dark wool toga, which was made especially for funerals and periods of mourning. And it would not be proper for him to wear that at just any old time, only in mourning periods or at funerals. Scribonia is wearing a white stola and a deep blue palla, and she represents the period of the Oppian Law. Oh, and here is her son. The Oppian Law was passed in 215 BC as an austerity measure during the Second Punic War, which was going very badly for the Romans at that point. And under this law, no Roman woman was allowed to wear more than half an ounce of gold in public, among other things. Yes, terrible. So Scribonia is wearing a necklace of blue and green beads, and her earrings are malachite. Thank you. Marcus is wearing everyday clothing that reflects something of the cosmopolitan and international flavor of Roman society. Over his tunic, he wears a Greek chlamys, a short wool cloak, which is pointed, short linen cloak, which is pointed in front in the Greek style. Greek influence, of course, has grown in the Roman Republic and later the Empire as Roman armies have conquered territories in the Eastern Mediterranean, including Macedonia, Greece, and Asia Minor. The cloak is pinned at the shoulder with a bronze trumpet brooch, and he's wearing with it a straw hat, a nice summer Roman thing to do. Thank you. I was expecting the Phrygian cap again, so it keeps nonplussing me. Our third group of models, our final group, is going to show you a selection of evening wear from the early imperial period. That would be the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. And I should mention that a very strong sense of tradition and propriety kept Roman daytime clothes quite standardized in many ways and very proper. But in the evening and at parties, anything went. So they could be luxurious and exotic and much more varied, their clothing. We'll start with Junia. Junia is ready for an elegant banquet in a fringed gown of finely woven wool and cotton. Now, Junia's family has fallen on hard times recently, as you may be able to see. At least that's her story. I think she might just had a rough night. Her clothing is torn and not in the best condition in general. Junia tells me that her husband has sold her slave and she had to curl her own hair today, and that's why it's not working out so well. But she hangs on to the remnants of wealth, like her veil of gauzy blue cotton, which is a luxury fabric from Egypt. And this one is painted with gold stars and a border of flowers. You want to walk down here a little? Yeah. Her ornate necklace of lapis lazuli is from the eastern provinces, mounted in silver, the lapis is. And she wears matching lapis lazuli earrings, silver trumpet brooches on her shoulders, and matching silver bracelets with lapis in them as well. And on her feet, she too wears leather lace-up sandals. Thank you, Junia. Lydia, a freed woman, is of humble origins, but has obviously made good. She wears an evening wrap of deep purple-red cotton from Egypt. Her hair is elaborately coiffed, and this is a tradition amongst the Romans, especially in the imperial period. They loved these fancy hairstyles, and they got a lot wilder than this, let me tell you. She wears a diadem or gold band in her hair, and she also wears charcoal eye makeup. Lydia's heavy necklaces and matching earrings are of gold and Judean amber and glass, and she wears copper and bronze bracelets and an ornate gold ring. Her shoes are crepidae, which are more closed shoes than sandals, and Lydia tells me that she's also wearing authentic Roman underwear. But I leave it to your imagination. Gaius is wearing a banqueting outfit typical of the nouveau riche. A mantle of expensive, but not entirely tasteful, bright red linen, decorated with a Greek key pattern border, woven in white cotton and threads of gold. Gaius has already started banqueting. And a crown of gold leaves completes the outfit.
That's how I got that black eye, right?
Apparently, yeah. Scribonia is wearing a veil of very expensive sheer fabric woven in Persia from silk and linen. She when you're taking a young child like that to a disgraceful party. And it's elaborately painted with gold designs along the lower border. You'll be happy to know that the Oppian Law was repealed in 195 BC after Roman women took to the streets to demonstrate against it. So Scribonia also wears a delicate headdress decorated with pendant gold leaves, along with multiple gold necklaces of both chain and wire mesh, which also, she seems to have a bit of a rough time at this party too. And dangling gold and pearl earrings, and shoulder brooches, I believe, dangling gold shoulder brooches, and a gold wedding ring.